you. Now you can apologize to me because I'm not the... You're nothing but a...
You did it.
Right. Oh, you all are 14 and 15 years old, two babies making a decision that y'all gonna have a baby.
Her mouth is a liar. It's a straight lie. Everything out of her mouth, Your Honor, is a lie.
Okay, Ms. Lopez.
Yes.
What have I lied to you?
What have you ever lied?
The first time I met you was at a funeral and you're just
And when you reach out to me, you will hear me say, don't have no kids you can't afford to take care of. Absolutely. So you have to be on social media asking people, can they help you with your kids all around town? That's why if you reach out to me, you're gonna get the real truth. Because if I can't do it and he can't do it, somebody gotta do it.
Miss McIntyre had finally reached her breaking point with Mr. Wilson's antics. After 3 long years of struggle, she and her mother decided to take him to court to settle the matter once and for all.
Are 100% certain that Mr. Wilson is your 3-year-old son, Jashawn's biological father?
Yes, correct.
Mr. Wilson, you say you have more evidence than this court has ever seen before to prove that Ms. McIntyre cheated on you numerous times.
Yes, Your Honor.
When Judge Lake addressed the paternity issue, it became clear that Mr. Wilson was not outright denying the child, though he admitted to having doubts. He claimed that Miss McIntyre had a history of deception, while she accused him of misleading her.
They claimed they didn't have no way of getting in contact with me. They called me after the fact he was conceived. I wasn't at the hospital.
No, he was
I was
not
none
at
of
the
that because they didn't want me to be there.
He didn't have.
Period.
Why wouldn't we want him to be there?
Period. Because she don't like me, just
he
like I don't like her.
He didn't have a
So
ride. That was his
excuse.
excuse.
Mr. Wilson argued that Miss McIntyre had deliberately kept their baby's birth a secret from him. However, it was revealed that he had made little effort to be involved, instead using weak excuses to distance himself from the situation.
I got texts that somebody that I personally knew face to face was messing around with Miss McIntyre around the same time I was messing around with Miss McIntyre.
So do you have that proof here?
Okay. Then, hold on, not only
You have that proof here? No.
Not only that though, I have called Miss McIntyre in her phone
Where's the text?
a couple of times.
To better understand his doubt, Judge Lauren investigated further. Mr. Wilson alleged that his family had caught Miss McIntyre being unfaithful with one of his acquaintances around the time she became pregnant.
You come back with two transies, right?
Super sleep. I was cheating with everybody and
Can't hear that.
anybody. To be honest with you, I'm gonna be real with you. Because at the point, I'm like, all right, this
cheat on me with who,
relationship ain't not
Corey?
going.
Because super cheating.
Yeah, super. I'm gonna say super cheating.
It's elevated.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you. That was.
So you were just sleeping with anybody.
While trying to defend himself, Mr. Wilson exposed his own history of infidelity. He had continuously ignored relationship boundaries, making it clear that he wasn't exactly the most faithful partner.
We kind of didn't really start making it happen like that till like way after my birthday, which is on March 22nd. But since she said she was on January, we gonna fall with that. She was gone May, let's put it right there, ghost. Didn't know where to find Teresa. I'm hearing her line, not getting no texts. I never been to one doctor's appointment.
In an attempt to prove his point, Mr. Wilson presented what he called a conception calendar to the court. He insisted that Miss McIntyre had ghosted him throughout her pregnancy, refusing to let him be involved in any way.
Think is Jashawn's biological father if it isn't you?
I don't know. That's the question I'm trying to find out. I'm not going for it.
He's the dirty one. That's why the ghosts keep falling off of us. He's no
Ghosts don't even believe
They
it.
don't want him to be bothered, and I don't blame him.
All right, well.
Both sides standing their ground and no resolution in sight, Judge Lake turned to the one thing that could settle the dispute once and for all, the DNA test results.
Mr. Wilson, you are his father.
Told you. Told
That's all
you.
I needed to know.
Mrs. Matson had given her love and loyalty, only to be repaid with betrayal. As a blackjack dealer, she was used to taking risks, but her marriage had become a losing game. When she started receiving notes that read, "Will you be my next ex-wife?"
I haven't cheated on him.
You want sympathy?
He has done nothing but lie about me to everyone. He's lied to me about everything. I have defended him through thick and thin. He's got his whole family hating me, and none of them even know me.
Tired of being pushed around by her husband and his family, she decided to take the matter to court. But if everything was as clear as she claimed, why was there still doubt about the child's paternity?
Asked me if I...
Would like to be my next ex-wife.
Yep, we had our ups and downs.
Ups and downs?
2 years after that, we got married.
It turned out that Mr. Matson had flirting with another woman the very night of his wedding. His so-called charm was being used in an unusual way, trying to win over a casino waitress while celebrating his marriage.
I had my first heart attack in 1997. I have a defibrillator. I've had many operations from then until now. Chances of me having kids are done.
You cannot have
Exactly.
children, you're sterile.
Yes.
As if things weren't messy enough, Mr. I'm old but still charming had married Mrs. Matson while still legally tied to his previous wife. The complications of his love life were staggering, but for now, the court had to focus on one issue: paternity.
Told the doctor that it's our child, and he's like, "Are you sure? I didn't think you could have kids."
You tell the doctor, I didn't think I could have kids. The doctor's looking at you like, what?
What happened?
What
and then
happened?
the day that she was born, she comes out, she has red hair.
Mr. Matson's main argument was that he was sterile, which is why he was shocked by the pregnancy news. However, Mrs. Matson told a different story. According to her, he had been excited at first and was only pretending to be clueless now.
You openly admit that you were with other women.
Of course.
When you start going out with a man on his wedding day, you're gonna date a man that's married, then you marry a man that's already married. You shouldn't be surprised if this married man is cheating on you in your
You
marriage.
can't be happy? I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Sterility wasn't the only twist in this case. Mr. Matson had also undergone a vasectomy, making it nearly impossible for him to father a child. Yet, Mrs. Matson was nearly 6 months
He's got no backbone.
I
He's
would have
got
gave
no...
you a flight ticket to get the hell out of here.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Yeah, you did. You bought me a plane ticket
Then
to
what'd
move
you
to
come back for?
Nebraska. Because you begged me to come back and pay for my place back.
pregnant. Then came the cheating accusations. Mrs. Matson admitted that feeling neglected and betrayed had pushed her to seek comfort elsewhere. She defended herself, insisting that her husband's actions had driven her to it.
Excuse me, everything that comes out of her mouth is a liar. It's a straight lie. Everything out of her mouth, Your Honor, is a lie.
Okay, Ms.
Really?
Lopez.
When
Yes,
have I ever
what have-
lied to you? When
what have you ever
met
lied?
you? The first time I met you was at a funeral and you were
Let's
just
get
right.
some
That's
order.
right.
Jerome, please go stand in between these women.
Just when things couldn't get worse, Mr. Matson's sister-in-law entered as a witness. But instead of giving a composed testimony, she turned the courtroom into a full-blown soap opera.
Nothing but a snake, a liar, a cheat.
And how would you know anything? You don't
that's
know
right.
me.
I don't know
In 5 years,
In
you have
5
not
years.
got to know me.
My brother's married, and she can't handle the fact that I'm still friends with his ex-wife. Excuse me, but we're
I don't
still
give
friends.
a care about.
You
I
don't
do not care
That's
about.
right.
With both sides standing firm and no clear resolution in sight, there was only one way to settle the case. The accusations and drama had done nothing to uncover the truth. The final hope for closure rested on one thing: the DNA test results.
You are the father.
Told you.
got a
Now you
miracle
can
child.
apologize to me because I'm not the. You
Never apologize
You're
to
nothing
me.
but a.
Your language. In this case, that seems to be exactly what happened. Miss Tan proved her husband's accusations right by sleeping with his friend, which led to paternity doubts about their 26-year-old son, Daniel.
I met this gentleman that I went to school with, decided to introduce him to my wife as a friend of mine, and next thing I know, he's coming over, messing with her hair, supposedly a hairdresser, giving her all the comforts that I should be giving her. I didn't feel that was right.
It all started when two very cozy neighbors who lived in the same complex kept appearing whenever Mr. Y wasn't home. Things took a turn for the worse when he unexpectedly arrived early one day.
On the door of this gentleman, and he opens the door in a pair of boxers and tells me, "Your wife ain't here." And Your Honor, I looked straight into the apartment when he opened the door, and there laid her red lace panties that I bought and paid for.
Oh, in his house?
In his apartment, right at his foot of his bed. I was just ready to end it all.
Anyone would be devastated to witness such a scene, but Big Mama insisted her ex-husband was making it all up. She even claimed that the lingerie he found wasn't
I
hers.
was gonna kick the door in if they didn't open the door, because I knew she was in that apartment. And when she did open the door, she was dressed in nothing but a sheet wrapped around her. No clothing.
You opened the door in a sheet?
Yes, I did. That was also the day that I left.
Just like that, her defense of "I wasn't cheating on him" crumbled. So what was her excuse? According to Janice, her husband's erratic behavior had driven her to
You opened the door in a sheet?
Yes, I did. That was also the day that I left.
She left me and my child, a family, for another man.
And it was due to the arguing and the fussing, and I couldn't put up with it no more.
So,
You're gonna accuse me of doing something, I'm not gonna tolerate it.
That excuse seemed like a new level of intolerance. But did it justify her actions? Or just 6 weeks later, she discovered she was pregnant. The bigger question:
I was 3 weeks pregnant when I found out 6 weeks later.
so Mr. Wynn, when did you find out about the pregnancy?
Not till after the boy was 2 years old, she contacts me and tells me, "We have a son." So, I'm joyful. I have a son. I want to raise my son.
Meanwhile, Mr. Wee, despite everything, was still trying to hold his family together. The truth was painful. He was struggling to process it. However, for Daniel, this paternal back and forth wasn't shock. It was just another part of his everyday life.
From the earliest memory, every argument they've ever had always turns into this right here.
And so it would be,
It would just start out as an average, you didn't do this or you didn't do
Right.
that, and then it would just blow up very, very fast and very, very quickly, and then it just turned into, well, is he mine? Is he not mine? Is it? And it just would keep going and going from there.
Growing under such a cloud of doubt was unimaginable. To make things worse, the other potential father had already passed away. That meant Daniel would never get the chance to know him.
Now my dad raised him as my son. I took him under my wing. I made sure he had what he needed as he was growing up in life.
And that upsets you. You feel robbed of
Raising my child, my family to carry on. My name stops with me.
Paternity secrets have a way of lingering, always lurking in the shadows, ready to disrupt lives. After nearly 3 decades of feuding, infidelity, and unanswered questions, the moment of truth had finally arrived. Would the DNA test finally bring closure? Let's find out.
you are not the father. I'm so sorry.
The teenage couple faced a tough time when their grandparents stepped in and raised doubts about their child's paternity. Mr. Gray took his wife to court after her questionable past shattered his trust.
You and your parents claim Mrs. Gray lied to you about her sexual past, and since discovering the truth about her, you now all fear the baby is not your biological daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim that your in-laws' influence is causing your husband to deny his child.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mrs. Gray explained how it all began. The young couple had wasted no time in getting intimate, and before they knew it, they had a baby while still in their teenage years. Their impulsive actions had led to lifelong consequences.
She and Tanner went to the bedroom and had unprotected sex. She was 14 and he was 15 years old. Within about 3 weeks, they called me into the bedroom. She explained to me that she was late on her period. I looked around for a few things to throw, and instead I went to the store and I got a pregnancy test, and I come back, tossed it at her, asked her if she knew how to use it, considering she was only 14 years old.
Mr. Tanner then spoke about his concerns. He admitted that he had no doubts at first, since they had unprotected intimacy on just their second date. However, as time passed, more troubling suspicions arose.
How about when her family tried to explain to you that if the baby comes out black, that it's still yours? And they had him convinced of this.
That's an interesting fact even for the court.
Yes, yes. I'm like, it took me and my oldest daughter 2 days to convince him that that was not the truth.
Their relationship had moved too fast, raising the possibility that the pregnancy might not have been planned. However, Mr. Gray quickly cleared up that assumption. He revealed that, surprisingly, they had intentionally planned for a baby despite their young age.
Did you say on that date, that second long date, that you wanted to have a baby?
Yes, Your Honor, but he also agreed to, because obviously I turned up pregnant. So if he didn't agree to it, then, I mean...
So you all are 14 and 15 years old, 2 babies, making a decision that y'all gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
Even though their decision seemed irrational, Mrs. Gray defended their actions. She claimed they had gotten caught up in the heat of the moment. Their story was a classic example of babies having babies, showing just how reckless their choices had been.
Considering the fact that during the heat of the moment, I had said something about, getting pregnant, and Tanner, he seemed like that he was agreeing with me, and during the heat of the moment, he got me pregnant.
So it really wasn't a good decision.
It was a mutual agreement.
Based upon irresponsibility and bad decision making.
Despite taking responsibility for the pregnancy, Mr. Tanner still had lingering doubts. His suspicions grew stronger when he discovered multiple flirtatious messages in his wife's emails.
And broken into her email accounts, and 2 to 4 weeks prior to our first date, actually, she had sexual conversations with numerous guys, and I had proof of that. I had sat her down and I told her all about that, and first she denied it. I got into the email again to show her what I had found.
By now, it was clear that Mrs. Gray had been involved with multiple partners. In fact, there were 6 possible fathers, making paternity an even bigger question. According to Grandma, Caitlin was pinning the baby on Mr. Gray.
She looks at you and tells you, yeah, I slept with 6 other people.
Yes.
My son was the best one out of the ones in which she slept with. Well, considering the fact we had a beautiful, nice 6-bedroom home, and she's seen that, and she took advantage of that.
She came over on that second date, and that Christmas tree was sparkling.
Absolutely.
Right?
Despite their immaturity, they both desperately needed answers to save their marriage. So in the end, Judge Lake made the final call. It was time to read the DNA results.
You are her father.
Miss Clifton and Mr. Little had a rather unusual arrangement, providing each other with baby-making services. But now that their deal had resulted in twins, they couldn't seem to agree on
Clifton's twins were 4 months old. You learned another man had claimed them as his own.
Yes, Your Honor.
At first, Mr. Little was convinced that the twins belonged to one of the other men in the picture. That was until he found out otherwise. What started as a seemingly lucky connection between them quickly turned into a complicated mess.
He lied and led me on. He led me to believe that he was single and that he was all for me.
me Thanksgiving. He was at my house. I made a joke to him like, what would you do if I got pregnant? Just joking. And he was like, you can't do that. And I'm like, why? He said, because my wife was divorced.
Things took an even darker turn when it was revealed that Mr. Little was still married while being involved with Miss Clifton. He had kept his wife a complete secret. And when the truth came out, Miss Clifton was furious.
He had been working on my car. We separated for about 2 years. I had started dating someone else. At the time, he had did some work on my car that it was costly. It was a lot. I said, baby, I'm hurting right now. That's all I got. I said, matter of fact, my exact words is, I really need to keep my money. And he looked at me and he was like, well, you know what time it is.
Adding another layer to the drama, Mr. Little wasn't just her lover, he was also her mechanic. Miss Clifton initially turned to him to save money on repairs, but now their arrangement was costing them child support.
I didn't say, is it mine, or why you calling me? Because I've known her in the past, and I know she's not the one that even play like that. So yes, I was like, okay, well, she's pregnant, okay, cool, I guess we're having a kid.
At that point, you accepted that you were the father.
Yes, Your Honor. I get a random text from her texting this other guy how much she loved him, cared for him, want to be with him.
The situation escalated further when Miss Clifton suggested that someone else might be the father of the twins. That only made things more complicated. From the beginning, their entire situation had been chaotic, and this was just another twist in their strange story.
He has a relationship with me, and he comes to see me. My kids are there. My kids are always with me. I'm a real mom, a real stand-up mom. My kids are always with me. If I'm ain't at work or school where I'm at all day from 9 to 5 trying to provide for me and his kids, then I'm at home with my children. He didn't come till Sunday to bring the kids items. I texted him on Thursday.
Then came the most bizarre moment. When Mr. Little showed up at Miss Clifton's house to deliver baby supplies, he ran into an unknown man leaving her home. But instead of offering an explanation, Miss Clifton had the audacity to tell him that he shouldn't have shown up without permission. Excuse me, what?
When you reach out to me, you will hear me say, don't have no kids you can't afford to take care of. Absolutely. So you have to be on social media asking people, can they help you with your kids all around town? That's why if you reach out to me, you're gonna get the real truth. Because if I can't do it and he can't do it, somebody gotta do it.
Now, the only way to settle this dispute once and for all was to get the DNA results. Would Mr. Little finally get the truth he was looking for? The answer was just moments away.
You are not.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on more jaw-dropping stories. Stay tuned for the next Courtroom Showdown. You won't want to miss. Thanks for watching.